Roof Max of Hickory. Affordable roof rejuvenation. Visit MakeMyRoofLast.com.
Time for sports here on WHKY News. I'm Jason Savage. We start with the North Carolina High School Athletic Association announcing their final realignment plan for 2025 through 2029. The plan was approved earlier this week after hearing final requests from 27 member schools. Now, this 8 classification plan represents the first expansion of classification since 1960, when the North Carolina High School Athletic Association moved from 3 classifications to 4. Now, names of the conferences will be determined at a later date, but for the 16 high schools in the Hickory Metro, the future conferences will include a 1A, 2A, 3A conference that will have the North Carolina School of Science and Math competing with Bonnie Cone, Carolina International, Jackson Day, all of those are 1A schools by the way, Thomas Jefferson, a 1A school, Mountain Island Charter, a 1A, along with Queens Grant and Sugar Creek as 2As and Piedmont Community as a 3A school. In the 3A, 4A Conference D, 3A schools will include Chase, Drawn, East Rutherford, Patton, West Caldwell, and East Burke, along with 4A schools High Brighton and RS Central. 4A, 5A Conference E will include most of the area schools in the 4A class: Bandy's, Bunker Hill, Fred T. Ford, Maiden, Newton Conover, along with West Iredell, competing with 5A's East Lincoln, Hickory, and North Lincoln. Meanwhile, in the 6A, 7A Conference J, Alexander Central will compete as a 6A along with Freedom and South Caldwell and St. Stephen's, joined by 6A Watauga and 7A level school McDowell. Well, in a game with 7 technical fouls, 73 free throws, and 54 personal fouls, Lenoir-Rhyne men's basketball came out on top, taking down number 6 seeded Catawba 84-83 yesterday for their 3rd win over the Indians this season, this time coming in the South Atlantic Conference semi-finals of the championship. Zaire Wells hit the game-winning free throws with 15 seconds remaining. Hans Louise June picked up a clutch block in the final seconds to secure the win. This means that the Bears are competing in their first South Atlantic Conference championship game since 2019. Lenoir-Rhyne women's lacrosse played against 17th-ranked Rollins, ultimately falling 10-5 though in a defensive battle. The 10 goals allowed, the second best for LR all year, and the 3rd fewest goals Rollins has scored in a game this season. Bears though are 1-5 on the season. They'll be back in action on Wednesday. They stay on the road taking on Coker in South Atlantic Conference play. Lenoir-Rhyne football has officially announced their 2025 schedule. The Bears will play 5 games between the bricks this season, with the home opening game September 13th against Emory and Henry in South Atlantic Conference action, plus the September 27th game at home against Newberry. Both of those will take place at 6 p.m. Football under the lights. LR opens up their season on the road against West Florida Friday, August 29th at 6 p.m. Those 2 teams have played once before. That was in the national quarterfinals in 2019, won by West Florida. Now, that is all coming up this next season for the Bears. The road slate will have 2 playoff teams from last season, Carson Newman and Wingate. The 6 teams the Bears have on the road had a combined record of 39-24 last season. A very tough slate for the Bears. The Southern Conference announced that the Southern Conference Wrestler of the Year for the 2024-25 season is Appalachian State senior Will Miller. He was joined on the all-conference team by Luke Uliano. Now, Miller ranked 7th nationally at 165 pounds, and Uliano ranked 28th nationally at 174 pounds. Both went 8-0 in Southern Conference duels this season. Mountaineers also had 4 named to the all-freshman team: Stephen Moncrief, Jeremiah Price, redshirt freshman Logan Eller, and another redshirt freshman in Aldo Hernandez. Now, coming up this weekend on WHKY Radio, 1290 AM, 102.3 FM, and online at WHKY.com, it's NASCAR racing in Phoenix. The Cup Series racing on Sunday for the Shriners Children's 500. Our airtime begins at 2:30 Sunday afternoon, again on WHKY Radio, 1290 AM, 102.3 FM, and WHKY.com.